Okay, so my vlog today is to do a reflection about Flipgrid, which was used in Dr. Power's um, classroom. So when a teacher or educator is using Flipgrid, what they have to do first is they have to create a grid. And what a grid is, it's for students. It's a personal learning community, staff, school, or anyone. Now, if you take a look at this grid in the picture, it's made up of topics, and you can control access to your grid. Now, you personalize your grid with a custom banner, title, purpose, and there's a flip code. So you basically use this flip code to control access to your grid. Next step is to start sharing. So what do students do? They respond to topics through short videos that are shared with your community. Now, the educator can set the student video response length. So for example, you could set a length of like 2 minutes, for example. Students have unlimited retakes and can pause or flip the camera. Usually when I use Flipgrid myself, I use it on my phone. Students can personalize the grid images with stickers and drawings, and if it's enabled. And when I'm using Flipgrid, I enable this function, and Dr. Power has done the same too. Now, students can add titles, hashtags, and attachments to basically their grid. So just show you what it looks like. Here is the educator login, and what I use is it's linked to Google, so you can use your board account if you're working for a board, or you could use like uh, sometimes I use my Google email to link it up. But since Flipgrid is now owned by Microsoft, you can also use your Microsoft account. Now, what's key here is Flipgrid. It's where social learning happens. So every student has a voice and it amplifies this voice. So what's important is when a student is giving feedback on Flipgrid, um, your classmates will be able to hear what you're saying, and so you're amplifying your voice. And what's really good too is that you can hear what your classmates are all saying, and so that encourages that everybody in the classroom participates instead of like in a class where maybe just three students participate instead of having everybody participate. So what's Flipgrid good for? It's good for blogging, for vlogging. So I'm vlogging right now. Collaborating with peers. And so the last Flipgrid I did it with a classmate. Um, Now you can connect and share with your professional learning network. It's really good for practicing speaking skills, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing a vlog. It's really good practice. As students also learn more about the digital citizenship, and yeah, basically the educator can uh, set it so peers can provide feedback and teachers can provide feedback to basically what was posted by the student. What's really good is Flipgrid, you're using verbal responses. And so what I find is like a vlog, it's I find it much easier to express my ideas than through a blog. And I talked earlier about student voice. Now let's give examples how you would use Flipgrid in a class situation. So you could use it as the Minds On activity, use it as a ticket out the door, or you could use it as to for a student to do a reflection video. So Dr. Power in his class, um, one of the first activities we did in the class was we introduced ourselves. And so here, this is where I took part in a OTF Connect conference, and these are other teachers, and they're basically they did their introduction, and you can see how these teachers use stickers and had fun using the stickers. Now, the other activity that Dr. Power used in the course was, as I mentioned, reflection. So um, we paired up into two, or actually, most of the groups had three people, and we had to reflect on what was the most impactful part of the course. And so what I did was, me and my partner, we decided gamification was the most impactful part. And we were able to see what all the other students shared. So actually, a lot of students shared that they felt that the section on infographics was something that really engaged them in the class. So it gave every student a voice, and we were also able to hear from every other student. So it really amplified student voice. Now, earlier in the course, we looked at the diffusion of innovation theory, and one of the things is that when you have a cost like a subscription model, it teach the technology is less likely to be introduced to other educators, and actually this helps um, Flipgrid get, you know, be promoted is that Flipgrid is free. So what I'd like to do at the to conclude this presentation is emphasize that it's very important, um, especially in online learning, to create a community of learners. And what Flipgrid does an excellent job is it increases social presence in the class. And by increasing social presence, it really reduces the transactional distance between now between the instructor and the students. And so I'm going to end the my vlog here, and thanks very much for listening.